Hey there guys, Misfit here from cOOp Guys Gaming, back on the Feed the Beast server. A number of changes well, a couple of changes have been made so far. I haven't seen the train, but Reaper has laid miles upon miles of track. And if the world would load a bit, these two tracks head that away probably about 400 blocks to an oil well that Reaper found. But that's a lot of track. Well, we did say, I haven't checked this yet, but you can make track pretty easily. I mean, you could do it the normal way here, which standard, well, let's see. 6 iron rolled into standard rails, and then you get these wooden rail beds. And I don't know how you make them. Oh, that's where your creosote comes in. Slabs and creosote, and I guess you can just cut it up. So you could do all that, which is a bit of a hassle in itself. Or you could just do this, where you get 6 steel in one stick and you get an entire stack of track. So I think that's what he's been doing. So much easier. I'd rather put 1 iron ingot into a blast furnace than you would doing all this stuff. And he's got all these benches for his trains all set up. I was having a look at one earlier on. There's an Iron Age thing, Steel Age. He's got a chimney in there, so he's been doing something. In advanced stage, I don't know about any of this stuff, but I did see he's got a wagon and a flat car, and looks like components for a train, just has to make the train itself. You last told me, so that's pretty cool. And this is the second edition. I wanted to have a dramatic reveal, like whoa! But here's the wheat farm. All layers of it. It's glorious. Not well. I say all layers of it. Everything's built. I'm just waiting for this to get enough seeds together. So all these ones here, up to this power line, are all filled with seeds or close enough that it just needs topped up. So just these, and this one's getting there, and that one at the top. Once those two are ready, I'm going to hook the power up, reconnect this pneumatic tube, and then this farm will be fully automated, which I think is brilliant. I had to move the logger over here. Well, not the logger, sorry, the combine. I had to move the combine over here because this guy here, seeds will not go up into them. They have to come down using the pneumatic tubes. So I had to find a way of refueling him. It was either that or move this guy, but then the whole thing would be ski whiffy. So I was like, nope, not having that. Moving that instead. But luckily this thing is still harvesting all the crops in range, so that's good. They're all feeding down into the barrels, which I've moved a little bit. Tons of wheat already. I've made about 7 stacks of bread, so food is no longer a real problem, although I'm sure some of you are more partial to steaks, and we might be sorting that out in a minute. No seeds so far, but basically this restrictive tube, hopefully, because I've had problems with restrictive tubes with the quarry, so I'm hoping it works out okay here. Although there are 9 seeds there was only 4 a minute ago. I don't know what's going on. But the idea is that when these farms are completely full, only then will it actually put seeds into these barrels. One thing I'm going to do though is when I make the rest of the farms, I'm going to be moving these barrels down underground, probably into a central area, and have everything fed off of that. So that should eliminate that problem. But I got these lamps. I'm really liking these lamps. Inverted yellow lamps. So glass panes, redstone torch, and loomer. And this loomer you can color. Basically, it's a piece of glowstone, a piece of redstone, and 2 of whatever dye you want to color it, and you get 2 of the things, so enough for 1 lamp. and they are really nice. You can also have the cage lamp version, which is the same, except it's got slabs and iron bars. All different kinds of colours. I don't know if they changed the recipe for this. No, it's still the same. So yeah, got these ones. Plenty in each level. I think I may have gone a bit overboard with the lights, but I just wanted to cover up the water that was there. I could take out every other one, but look at it, it's brilliant. And looking at this thing from a distance, I'm really happy with this. Took me forever to get the clay, despite the fact that TMH's quarry was finding tons of clay. Unless it's something like copper or tin, TMH was just putting everything into recyclers and making an abundance of scrap. Which is quite annoying, actually, because he scrapped all the clay. He was scrapping coal, of all things. Coal's useful for advanced alloys, and you can even make diamonds from it, and he was scrapping it all. It was annoying. Oh yeah, and today I learned for the first time that if you press F8, you get, or you press F8 once, you get this sweet camera control. Never knew that. Oh well. So, what we doing today? Well, we're gonna probably try and get a couple of things done today. These cows, although I'm not really on this platform much anymore, but these cows are just driving me mad. Hopping around like crazy. So, they're getting moved. Moving them just over here to a little pen, which has in it a feeding station. And these things sound awesome to me. You put in your food to feed the animals, and it will automatically feed them when they come near it. And it doesn't overly feed them like you might do yourself. It does it on its own, and it makes sure it's only 1 wheat per animal, so you get the maximum amount of cows from it. So that's it's awesome. So we're gonna move these cows. All right, come hither, guys. All right, let's go, guys. Follow me. Oh, cactus. All right, we're gonna take the long way around. I've been waiting to do this for ages. I don't know why I put it off so long. Come on, get in here. Get in. How did you two get stuck in a 3 wide open? Three block wide opening. There. Yep. Come on. In you get. In you get. To the feeding station. Got it. Mission done. That's right. Just climb up on top of the thing. That sounds like a wee cow already. Yay! It's working. I want to check that, actually. I want to check and see how much wheat is used already. It's used 2 wheat. Wait, that doesn't make sense. It's used 2 and the third one's are ready to go. Wow. This thing works even better than I thought it would. Somehow it economizes the wheat. That's awesome. Alright. Nice. Mission done. Whew. Okay, and pretty soon we're probably going to have about 600 cows in there. I was thinking, because we had the wheat farm right here, that I would just set a pipe up to automatically top this thing up. But if... so you... Come here. Oh, you lived. Not for long. But yeah, just in case we decide to keep this chunk loaded, or if that ender chest I've got in the factory actually does keep this chunk loaded, I didn't want for us to come back on and have like 7,000 cows sitting in this one pen. So yeah, decided to opt against that. So I'm going to clean up this mess up here, because now we're finally rid of those pesky cows. So what else are we going to be working on today? Well, the whole point of the wheat farm was so that we have fuel for the tree farm. And we've got all the stuff we need for the tree farms here. as the game is calling them, the Arboretum. So that's the recipe for them there. Small circuit boards, golden electron tubes, and starter casing. Pretty easy recipe, but one reason why we held off on it for a long time is that in the recent change from the Beta Pack A to the Minecraft pack, the logger now requires diamantine electron tubes, which require diamonds. And back when we really needed wood, we didn't have any diamonds, and now we've got a ton of diamonds. We're also up to 7 iridium more now. We're getting there. But yeah, I know for a fact that one logger will be in range of 2 arboretums. I'm going to see if I can try and get that to 3. So I'm going to make... Oh, wait a minute, don't quite have enough electron tubes. There's the rest. So there's our arboretums. And there's our logger. Okay. Let's grab these. So I'm going to run a couple of tests. Oh, my jetpack was on charge. I'm going to run a couple of tests on the logger because I want to see its range. Now, I would just look up the forestry wiki in terms of the range of the logger, but it wasn't it's not exactly clear. Wait, sorry, I shouldn't say it's not exactly clear. It quite clearly specifies it. Man, this world's taking forever to load today, and the quartz on the ground just annoys me more than anything else. Oh god, this is awful. Sorry about this. Sorry, just checking the seeds. Okay, that's full now. One pneumatic tube. That should be enough to get this up and running. There we go. And there we go. Alright, so that should plant all this. I'll need to come back and check this in a minute though, because the reason I've been waiting till these have been full up before I start planting the seeds is that wheat has a tendency to fill up these slots still if they're not full. If I take all the seeds out here, in a second wheat will come up and fill that slot. Or seeds are just going to come in. That's handy. Oh well. Just trust me on that. I'm not going to sit and wait. But wheat will just come in and fill that up, and we don't want that happening. So that's why I'm waiting for the seeds to come in first. Just grab that, and we don't need to do it anymore. So I'm going to set up our logger, and hopefully this works on wooden logs, not just on freshly planted trees. So we're going to set up in the open over here. Let's just make a big pillar first. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16. Yeah, that'll do us. And need that. And that. Oh yeah. Left supplies for the stuff over here. So thanks to our wheat farm, we've now got plenty of humus. Not hummus, humus. I was recently educated on how to say it properly. Oh, I don't have my wrench with me. This I'll have to do. My levers. I always forget one thing. That'll do. So, we've got plenty of humus and the capability of making much more. We don't need the bat boxes right now. We'll just go for the solar panel. And put our lever down. And where's our chests? Put that there. Oh, I didn't need a shift for that. Okay, so when I start planting logs, that should work just fine. So let's just plant some logs and see how deep this thing can go. Okay, so what I was saying about the forestry wiki is that it did clearly specify an area for like the combine and things like that that it harvests from, but it just says around it. It didn't like it says a 21 by 10 area around it, but it didn't really help because it didn't see where this was in the center of it. And it turns out that this combine can pick up from 2 layers below it, and there's 7 layers of this. It does work on this farm. I don't think it works any higher than this one. So it can work. It can pick up from a layer below it. So just wanted to see if this logger can do the same thing. Alright, how about this as a setup? Yeah, this looks really bizarre, but there is method to this madness. These are the blocks that it was picking up from before, where it didn't seem to pick any up above it unless there was... hang on a minute. There. So these 2 levels here, it didn't seem to pick... The logger didn't seem to pick up any wood that was above this that wasn't connected to wood that was here. So just running a test to see if it does just detect a log at the bottom and it will carry on checking up until it reaches the top of the tree, or if it reaches a certain area. So I've got a series of 5 high, 6 high and 7 high columns, and they start below this point and they work to above this point. So I'm going to see if this logger will actually pick up all or most of these. Hopefully I'll put a block there. That'll tell us the height of the lowest one. And another one here. Tells the height of the highest one. So let's turn this on and see what happens. And straight away that one's going and it's taken the whole tree. There's the next one. Looks a bit random, but it didn't take those ones. Interesting. So now it's taking them all above that line. That'll probably be when it gets interesting, or when it that one or that one, because that will tell us if it is checking. Because it's not. It's like it's ignoring these ones right now. It would collect them, but eventually, but maybe not right now. Okay. Maybe. Oh god, my platform went. I was just thinking, that's something a bit more interesting to say while we're watching trees getting cut down. Let's go stand over in this stone here. It'll be difficult to see. And I think it stopped. Doesn't seem to be cutting them down at all. Okay, which head height is this level here? Okay. And it's getting rid of less of that wood. So I'm going to let this run for a little while, but I think it stopped collecting from the base at this level here. So, no, there, and there. Okay, so the torched layer seems to be the lowest place I can plant a tree. So it will carry on cutting them down from above there. So, and this one here. So that's the highest place I can plant a tree, and that's the lowest place I can plant a tree, possibly. But I'm gonna let this run. See, I'm gonna give it a little while, see if it actually cuts down any of those logs whatsoever. If not, I will begin designing the farm around these dimensions. Alright, this thing was running for a while and none of those trees got cut down. So, just to confirm it on the bottom, I made another little test that each stepped down a layer or two. So we're going to see if that is indeed the lowest layer, or if I can go lower than that still. Alright, the logger didn't actually do anything with this, but then on a whim I just placed another block on top to see what it did, because I wasn't sure if it was working or not. And I put one on there and it cut the whole line down. So, that might be a bit tricky if I have a tree farm on the bottom, because not all the trees are going to grow at the same height. So I need to make sure that they grow up to be sitting on top of this level here. So the top of the trees just have to be there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Same with the ones up here. Although actually it's going to be not too much of a problem with the ones there, because I'll just keep actually plant them on that level. So that should be fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna take some notes, take some measurements and all that kind of stuff, and I'll be back when I'm ready to actually make this tree farm. Alright, one quick last note before I start making the farm. I'm going to try and fit 3 tree farms in here for around 1 logger, which is what I was planning to do. Well, I was trying to do anyway. These 2 are going to be quite cramped though. There's only going to be 6 blocks space for the trees to actually grow. The whole idea is that this hang on. Oh, get up. There. Block I'm standing on is going to be, this is going to be the lowest point where the trees can grow. And this is where they have to reach when they grow up. I'm going to be using rubber. The first tree farm we're going to make is a rubber tree farm, so they grow at odd heights. But hopefully, the tree farm will grow them to at least this tall. If not, I'll have to chop and change things around. And then the next one's going to be there, and they're going to grow up to that height. And then the one at the top will just catch the trees that grow at the top there. So we should be able to squeeze 3 tree farms into this. Might be a little cramped, but we'll make the best of it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So logger needs to be 7 above the tree farm. I've already cleared out a bit of an area here, and this is going to be our lowest tree farm. So originally I was going to do it 2, because I thought, I'm not going to have enough space, but then I did some thinking and I was like, no, might just have enough room. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And where's our logger? My inventory's a mess. That's the arboretum. I need a logger. There. And where's the other tree farm? Hang on. So tree farm is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. That should be okay. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'd be the logger. Gap, arboretum. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. May have to move the logger again at some point, but for now, it'll work here. Alright, I've laid out a platform here to stop all the sand from the farm dropping down on the farm below, which could be a problem. So we're just going to try it with these two, and if it works, then I will add another one on top. I'm not entirely sure about how to position this one here. May have to put it directly on top of the logger. It all depends on how tall the trees here grow, and whether or not the logger can detect them and mine them, I guess. Harvest them. Yeah, harvest is a better word. So, just going to connect these farms together. And of course I'll do that. Shift. Got it. No. Oh, I really should have just made a platform, shouldn't I? These jetpacks are a little annoying. They're handy, but they're annoying at the same time. Oh, I just want to stay still. So there we go. Do that. Oh, actually, where's the boundary of the farm is there and there. We might be able to get away with it. In any case, though, I'm just gonna play it safe. Play it safe. That, and that. And put a lever there, and we'll turn it on in a minute. Just need to fill it up. Actually, I only want to put half the saplings. These are all the rubber tree saplings we have left, so I need to be careful with them. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Of course, it's powering that one, which isn't doing anything, so let's just disconnect it. Why did I even connect it in the first place? Right. Let's just stand back and watch what it does. And cut the grass. Apparently nothing. The lever is on, yeah? Yep, engine's running. Just get rid of that. That should be doing something. Is this just storing energy? No, it's not. So that means this thing should be doing something. What it's doing, I don't know. Thought maybe cutting out the land underneath it there for a second. Alright, I'm just going to give it a little bit of time to work its magic. Maybe it just takes a minute. So I'll get back with you in a sec. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Stop, stop, stop. Stop it! Okay, this might be a problem. I'm gonna have to take the logger out. Alright, let's see what that does. Looked like it was gonna mine the thing. Oh, it's laying at hummus now. It's good. Don't know why it started chopping that dirt out. I think I made that platform too big as well. Nuts. Oh, it looks like these tree farms might actually be smaller than the farms. Well, it's planting them. That's good. Okay, I've hooked up the logger, and we got our first tree that grew. Fortunately, it's only the logs are only 4 tall, and the logger technically is only checks to where these leaves are, so the log isn't in range. So I may have to move this farm up one. But I'm gonna test to see if the logger will harvest that tree. Don't know if... Yeah, it's got enough power to run a little bit. So we'll just sit here and see what it does. Doesn't appear to be doing anything. One thing I'm worried about is if I lower the logger and this platform, two things could happen. One, the trees will be permanently stunted, or they won't actually grow. Second thing is that the farm might try and take apart everything that's here. I could possibly test that. Let's see. So I want to put the platform there. Let's see if that farm gets rid of it. Or I might only get rid of it in the when it initially sets it up. Like, for instance, when I was putting those loomers in, I couldn't put the loomers in while the farm was building itself, because the farm would remove it, and permanently remove it. I lost a couple of loomers in the process. I keep calling them loomers, they're lamps. But once the farm was finished, I could put them in no problem, and it would even replace the water in the process. So might be able to get away with that. But yeah, this logger doesn't look like it's doing anything, although I don't know if it's actually cut those logs. No. I'll just double check that chest that is hooked up to. Nothing. Okay, well, I'm gonna move the logger and the second farm and the platform all down one and see what happens. Alright, this isn't working. It's not checking all the trees. For some reason it only took the top of this one but not the bottom. I just tried putting some logs here. It would only take the top two. So it doesn't seem to check this tree farm much at all. So I'm going to move the logger down to here so that it can get all the trees. And I'm just going to have 2 tree farms. Bit of a shame, but that's okay. The trees will probably be a bit bigger and will probably end up about the same in logs anyway. I just wanted it to run a bit faster. But I think I've used up all the time this episode, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't bore you too much with the science of trees. Doesn't appear to be exact either, so that all might have been a complete waste of time. So, yeah, I'm going to carry on and fix this up a little bit, and we'll see how we get on next time. Alright, bye now.